Hey everybody, this is Timmy Reardon for The Fearless Songwriter. Today we're going to be talking about La Vie en Rose and BEAD G.uides C.hord F.low. B-E-A-D G.uides C.hord F.low or G-C-F. This is a tool that you can use to help you write songs or to help you understand better how songs are written. This is the crux of it. You got B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Any two letters that are next to each other, those are neighbors. Those work well together. Doesn't really matter whether you are playing major chords, B major, E major, two minor chords, B minor, E minor, or a mix of the two, B to E minor or B minor to E. All of those options are going to work pretty well. And it's up to you as a songwriter to decide what you like and decide whether you want to break the rules. Another cool thing about BEAD G.uides C.hord F.low is that you can use it as a tool to organize your chords in a key. And I'll show you how to do that right here. Here's the first part of it. Moving from right to left, the first group of three are all your major chords. This is going to be the key of C, by the way. You got C right in the middle, G and F are kind of your guardians for the key of C. Next group of three are all your minor chords. Here, let's show them together. Major, minors. So E minor, A minor, D minor, all in the key of C, all collected together. B, our friend on the outside there, left over, that ends up being your diminished chord. It'll generally move fret-wise. Next step, all those chords that you have organized, they work kind of like those toy blocks that you used to have, the alphabet blocks that you used to have as a kid. Each of those groups of three you can stack on top of each other, so it looks sort of like this. And now you have organized your major chords with their minor relative minors. So G and E minor related very closely, just one note differentiating the two of them. Same thing with C and A minor, same thing with F and D minor. F and D minor are going to be important for La Vie en Rose. Here is just the first 4 bars of La Vie en Rose. These are not the chords that you'll find in the jazz standard, but they're close enough because once you start going to jazz chords, they function generally very similarly to how your cowboy chords do. Right there you have C, D minor, and G. Let's get BEAD G.uides C.hord F.low out here. What you got? You got C, you got it hopping over to D over here, D minor 7 officially, moves to the G, which is neighbor of D, and then it moves back to C, neighbor of G, obviously. Cool thing, you got all these chords kind of leading to one another. You got the C kind of jumping, then you got D leading to G, G leading back to C. Cool, right? And easy. This music theory stuff's a pinch. So what's all that weird stuff that just happened that was not C, D minor, or G? You got an F, you got an F minor, then you're going back to a C, but you're going to a C that rearranges the notes so that there is this E note in the bass. Then it goes to an E flat diminished, D minor 7, G. I played some funky chords there. I played them up the neck a little bit. When I played through, I went F, 3, 4, F minor, 2, 3, 4, E over C to that. This guy guy you will recognize. If you were to bar at fret 5 and then play a G chord, a G-shaped chord I should say, the actual notes you are playing are a C chord. Same thing. And what's going on here is basically you are walking down fret-wise. I'm going to do it way up here. And it's that same thing. If you were to bar fret 5 and play a C shape, the notes that you're playing are your F chord. You got F, it goes to an F minor, which is played like that. Then you just got this thing walking down the line. So this is your F note on the 7th fret, on the 8th fret of the 5th string. Then you're walking down to this E note at the 7th fret of the 5th string. E flat, 6 on the 5th string. 5. D note, which is the 5th note on the 5th string. And that's all that little bit is doing. It's just doing this little, what you would call a chromatic walk. You've learned your chromatic scale, right? That's the one that just uses all the notes, right? You're just walking down fret-wise or chromatically down to D minor from F. Those are all your chords in the violon rose. To recap, you can see that you got your D minor 7, you got your G, you got your C, you got your F, and you got that little chromatic walk in the bass line, or fret-wise walk in the bass line that gets you back to D, and then you're back in the regular chords again. So let's talk about the melody. First, it's in the key of C. And that note, that T note hanging there is exactly what's moving the melody of the violon rose. So let's talk through it. We got do, ti, la, so, mi, ti, la, so, mi, do, la, so, mi, do, la, so. But it's that T that's just hanging there, dying to go back to do, that's really pushing everything and creating that kind of feeling of wistfulness, almost sadness that's happening in that song. And those first two notes, do, and then just going down to that T. So, and that drives the whole thing. And it's a really cool tool to have in your kit to know that T, so, la, T. And as long as you don't have that note going back to do, you're leaving that suspense in the air. There you go. There's a tool for your toolkit. That is Le Violon Rose. And this is The Fearless Songwriter. It is BEAD G.uides C.hord F.low. I also have a really fun group called The Fearless Songwriter on Facebook. Look it up, and we'll see you there. Take care. C. How do you find your C scale? Well, one second. First, you gotta drop your pick on the floor so you can't